Donald J. Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States on January 20, 2025. In his inaugural address, he laid out a renewed America First economic agenda, placing tariffs at the center of his trade policy. In the days that followed, governments, businesses, and financial markets waited to see what would come next. They didn't have to wait long. February 1, President Trump signed executive orders imposing tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China, citing illegal immigration, fentanyl trafficking, and national security. Canada and Mexico face 25% on most goods, 10% on Canadian energy, while China faced 10% tariff. Within 48 hours, Canada announced retaliatory tariffs on $155 billion of U.S. goods. Mexico signaled its own response, and China said it would challenge the move at the World Trade Organization. February 3, after calls with Trudeau and Sheinbaum, Trump paused the Canada and Mexico tariffs for 30 days to allow border talks. China's tariff went ahead as planned. On February 4, met immediately by Chinese tariffs on U.S. coal, LNG, crude oil, and farm equipment. Trump confirmed the Canada and Mexico tariffs would proceed and raised China's additional tariff from 10% to 20%, effective March 4. The tariffs took effect, 25% on Canada, 25% on Mexico, and added 20% on China. All three responded with retaliatory measures of their own. March 6, Trump signed a temporary exemption for goods qualifying under the USMCA trade agreement, delaying their tariffs until April 2. By early March, 1 month of tariffs had already produced a pause, an escalation, and an exemption. February 10, President Trump signed proclamations imposing a 25% tariff on all imported steel and aluminum, removing many country-specific exemptions and ending previous duty-free quotas. The White House said the goal was to strengthen domestic production and protect national security. The tariffs took effect on March 12. The new tariffs expanded the administration's trade measures beyond Canada, Mexico, and China, affecting steel and aluminum exporters around the world. Just over 6 weeks later, the White House announced another major step: tariffs on imported automobiles. President Trump announced a 25% tariff on imported passenger vehicles and certain auto parts, aimed at encouraging domestic vehicle production. Vehicle tariffs were set to take effect April 3, with auto parts tariffs to follow. The announcement drew reactions from governments and automakers worldwide and set the stage for an even larger policy shift 1 week later. At an event in the White House Rose Garden, President Trump unveiled a sweeping new tariff policy: a universal 10% baseline tariff on all imports, effective April 5, alongside higher reciprocal tariffs on dozens of trading partners. These higher rates were scheduled to take effect April 9. The White House said the measures were intended to address persistent trade deficits and promote domestic manufacturing. April 2, 2025. The day tariffs went global. Markets shook. China struck back. And what came next changed the entire game. That's part 2. Got thoughts? Drop them below. Like it, share it, subscribe. Part 2 is coming.